the heart of your system.
Hello, Briony here from Kit Guru, and in this video I'm taking a look at a couple of products from a company called EasySMX. Before I jump into the review, I'm just going to apologise if my voice does sound a little bit funny. I'm currently recovering from an illness, so please forgive me. Hopefully next time I record I'll be feeling much better. So EasySMX is not a company that I've heard of before, but they seem to specialise in creating more budget peripherals basically. So if you're someone that wants something on the cheap, you don't have too much cash to splash, then these seem to be the company for you. They sent me over a gaming controller and a gaming headset. So I'm going to start off by talking about the gaming controller. So obviously it looks quite a lot like a sort of like Xbox 360 controller, and even though it does look like an Xbox 360 controller, it doesn't actually work with the Xbox. It's a controller designed to work with your PC if you've got Windows, also Android 4.0 and also a PlayStation 3 as well. And it retails for quite a nice £19. It is a wireless controller, so obviously that's quite a bit cheaper than the official Xbox wireless controller. It is under 20 quid on Amazon at the moment. So aesthetically, I don't think it looks too bad at all. Obviously, it looks just like an Xbox 360 controller, apart from it has got a few sort of like blue accents underneath the joysticks, and also there's like a rubber panel on either side as well that has like a blue sort of outline around it as well, like a blue border. And it does look a little bit teenage boy. It's not the most sleek looking, but I don't think it's too bad. I've probably seen things that look a lot worse. When it comes to build quality, actually feels pretty decent considering how much cheaper it is than an official controller. It does feel pretty much the same. The plastic body is quite sturdy, it feels quite solid, there's not really any flex to it. It is quite lightweight until you put some batteries in it, but overall it doesn't feel too bad at all. Not sure what's going on the inside. Maybe it's not as well built on the inside, but from the outside definitely it feels pretty damn good. When it comes to sort of the use, it takes two AA batteries. There we go. Take it out. I'm a bit of a cheapskate. I've got Wilco's own ones in there at the moment. And those two AA batteries, EasySMX claim that controller can work up to 20 hours. I don't play games that use a controller very often, so I haven't tried it out, but if you're someone that's going to be playing a lot of hours over a weekend, I think you could easily get through a couple of batteries in just a few days. So I definitely look at getting rechargeable batteries if you want to use this controller. There's no way to recharge it like you would find on a normal Xbox controller. It's just got the battery compartment in the back. So when it comes to using it, it is plug and play. So it comes with a USB wireless adapter, and if you plug that straight into your PC, it just seems to work straight away. At least it did for me anyway. It also comes with the booklet, so if you're going to be plugging it into your PlayStation or plugging it into a mobile phone, it also has instructions on how to do that. But basically it's just sort of plug and play. It worked straight away for me anyway. It does say there's a page to download drivers and things, but for me the driver's installed automatically, so I don't know if they've updated it since that booklet was created. Okay, so use-wise, I found it to be pretty good. I tried it out on my PC, I tried it out on my mobile phone. I play very casual games, so I tried out Rocket League. I also downloaded, I think it was called Horizon Chase on my phone. It was like a retro racer game. I actually quite enjoyed that. If you're looking for a fun game to play on your phone with a controller, then I recommend that one. But yeah, it felt pretty good. It does feel different to an official Xbox controller. For example, the joysticks are slightly stiffer. I'm not sure if that's because my Xbox controller has got more use, or whether this joysticks on this are slightly more firm. Also, the triggers don't have as much travel as an official Xbox controller, so if you're going to be playing like a racer game, then that's definitely going to be noticeable. The A, B, X and Y buttons though, they do feel pretty much exactly the same. They look exactly the same as well, and obviously like the little arrow joypad and the start and back buttons feel pretty much the same as well. You also get a turbo button. I'm not sure, I'm not aware of any games that use that, but if you're someone that wants a turbo button, doesn't have one on the Xbox 360 controller, you do get one on this sort of unofficial controller. Yeah, if you're someone that's playing more casual games that I am, I definitely didn't notice a difference in my gameplay from using this controller. I didn't notice any sort of latency or anything like that from it being a wireless controller. However, I think maybe if you're more serious about your gameplay, if you play like FPS shooters and things where the accuracy and the aim is quite important, you may notice a difference in the joysticks being a little more stiff, or if you're quite into your racers and things, you might notice with the triggers not having quite as much travel. But in general, I do think it is a good little controller. I'm not sure how long it will last. It's not the most expensive, but I quite enjoyed using it. I've played some games on my phone that I never really played before, so I think I'll definitely sort of be using it. Just a note though, to use it on your mobile phone, I've got an S9. So it did come with this. It's an OTG adapter, so it turns the USB-C port into a USB adapter, so you will need one of those to use it on your mobile phone. But yeah, it's simply plug and play and it works straight away, and I think I'll be popping it in my bag to take along with me if I go on the train, and sort of using it as a way to entertain myself on long journeys. So the next product that EasySMX sent me was their Cool 2000 gaming headset. I'm not sure who came up with the name. The name is certainly not for me, but I know it sounds like a car or something that might be designed by a 13-year-old boy, but yeah, it's more of a budget headset. So this one retails for about £21. They've got it for on Amazon at the moment. The connectors, it comes with a USB to light up the lighting on the side, and then it's got a jack for the microphone and a jack for the audio as well. But in the box you do get an instruction manual, and you also get a splitter as well. So if you want to use this headset on your mobile phone, Nintendo Switch, on your PlayStation, Xbox, it's got the splitter, so you can convert it into a 3.5mm jack. However, something I don't like is that you will have that like random USB like dangling around. It's why I think lighting on headsets is pretty pointless, particularly on headsets that are supposed to be multi-platform, because you do have like an extra USB to power the lighting. So aesthetically though, I don't think it's too bad. You can sort of tell that it's not a very expensive headset, but it's not the worst looking thing I've ever seen. I like the lighting on the side. It lights up nice and bright. I think this one is also available in a blue colour, so the controller's red and blue, or the headset you can have in red or blue. And yeah, it lights up nice and bright. There's a few different settings to sort of scroll between. Off, you can have it like spinning around, you can have it like breathing, or you can have it on solid as well. It's quite plasticky. You can tell just from looking at it that the whole body is basically made out of plastic. It's got like a little silver thing on the side here with their logo, and there's also got EasySMX written on the headband, but I don't think the overall branding is too over the top. It doesn't sort of scream that company's logo. Build quality wise, it is quite plasticky. Like I said, it is a cheap headset, so most of it is made out of plastic. The headband, I think, might be metal, but it is coated in like a plastic. The leather used on the headband and on the two ear cushions is quite thin, but it is very, very soft. I'm not sure how well it will wear over time, but it feels quite comfortable when you're wearing it. It has a good amount of flex to it. I think if you drop it, it's probably not going to break straight away. The microphone is made out of plastic. It's got like a rubber coating on the movable arm. What I do really like though is the cable. It's a 2 meter long braided cable, so there's plenty of length on there if you're going to be connecting it to a console that maybe you're sat away from, or you're connecting it to the back of your PC. I don't think you're going to have too many problems with the cable being too short. And also I like that it doesn't have inline controls. I've had cheaper headsets before that have inline controls, and I hate those because they just get in the way. This headset, they've opted to put the controls on the left ear cup. So you've got one to mute and unmute the microphone, a volume scroll wheel, and also an LED light changer button as well. And when it comes to sort of wearing it and using it, I found it to be quite comfortable. It is a larger headset, so for me it does sit a little bit too low down, and it doesn't grip that tightly, so if I like suddenly move my head it would probably fall off. But I think if you're someone that has a larger head, it would probably be quite suitable for you. When it comes to like the suspension headband design, I really like that. I've had it on a like SteelSeries Siberia V2. It's very comfortable way of having a headset. You haven't got anything like digging in your head. It doesn't mess up your hair too much if you care about that. So yeah, the overall comfort was pretty good. The cushions are a little bit on the thin side. I didn't notice any pinching because it doesn't really grip onto my head, as my head's quite small. But I think maybe you might struggle with a bit of pinching, as the cushion padding isn't the most generous. And it feels like one that might sort of compress over time. So one of the most important things when I'm trying on a headset, or if you're interested in a headset, is obviously how well it performs. And audio-wise, I was reasonably impressed by this because it is only a £20 headset, so I was like, oh, it's probably going to sound like absolute crap. But it was actually okay. I could play games, I could listen to music, it didn't sound awful. I was definitely using it and not like, oh my god, this sounds dreadful, I can't hear anything. It actually sounds pretty good. It's a bit more tinny. I am used to using, like, I use the HyperX Flight at the moment, and that's obviously like over £100, so you'd expect it to sound a lot bassier. Yeah, this does sound quite tinny. You do lose a little bit of the clarity, but for 20 quid, it definitely sounds pretty good. The microphone is okay. Once again, it's not the best. It has a little bit of I get a little bit of crackling now and again. I'm not sure whether it's something to do with the arm or just maybe talking too close to the microphone or something. But it does come through at a good volume. It's reasonably clear as well. And I think I've definitely heard worse microphones, like when you're in an in-game lobby and you can just hear this person that has the worst microphone. But this one's not too bad. It doesn't have any noise cancelling, obviously, but yeah, not too bad. Overall, I think a pretty decent headset. For 20 quid, I don't think you can go wrong. I'm not sure how long it's going to last. I mean, it does have a braided cable, so I don't think there are any problems there. It feels like it should be able to take a few drops or angry rage quits. But maybe like the leather or something will go first. But in general, for 20 quid, you could buy like 6 of these headsets for the same price as like a more expensive headset. So longevity wise, probably not too bad. And yeah, I don't think it's a bad buy at all. I'm quite impressed by these products by EasySMX. Like I said, it's not a company that I've actually heard of before. But overall, I don't think the products are too bad. The controller, 20 quid. It's probably going to last a reasonable amount of time. It feels quite solid, and I think it's definitely worth considering. The headset, the same thing really. It sounds pretty good. The microphone's pretty good. It's not perfect. Either of the products are perfect, but you can't really judge them like that as they are like cheaper products. But overall, I think if you're not looking to spend too much money and you want to get a headset or a controller, then I think these two are definitely worth considering. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video, and here's my microphone test of the EasySMX Cool 2000 headset. Also, Kicker is totally the best, and you should really subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Don't leave the video until you subscribe. Hit the bell icon as well to get a notification. I don't know what else to say. I hope you enjoy this microphone test. ABC 1, 2, 3. Give this video a thumbs up.